아리랑 아리랑 아라리요. So we just heard from Hye-lim's report about the global curiosity and attention on Arirang. We want to take a deeper dive into Korea's most beloved folk song, which has also inspired BTS. So how has Korea's traditional folk song Arirang evolved beyond its roots and expanded into K-pop? To explore this, we're joined by Professor Chie Hye-won from Kyung Hee University. Professor Chie, welcome back.
Hello, good afternoon.
So before we start, did you have the chance to listen to BTS's album Arirang?
Unfortunately, not yet, but I will definitely do that right after this show.
Oh, I definitely recommend you to do so. We tried to listen to the songs before the show, but it was too long to go through all the tracks yet.
Right.
But Professor Chie, Arirang is often described as Korea's representative traditional folk song and also known as the unofficial national anthem of Korea.
Right.
So it captures the emotions of the Korean people. What is so unique about Arirang?
That's right. Arirang is regarded not merely as a folk song, but as an emotional symbol that implies the historical experiences and emotional structure of the Korean people. So it is often referred to as the song that best expresses the Korean heart. So Arirang delivers Han, a core sentiment of the Korean people, and it also captures the hardship of life. So although Arirang is a folk song passed down since the Joseon dynasty, but it became more deeply connected to the sentiment of Han as it linked to the national sentiment, particularly during the Japanese colonial period. So furthermore, it is a song that everyone can sing together. So the Arirang serves as a means of sharing the value of the Korean community.
Right, and Arirang exists in many regional versions. There's the one that Soa just beautifully sang before.
Right.
But they all have like different lyrics as well as styles as well. Would you say this wide variety is one of its defining characteristics?
Right. The reason Arirang exists in numerous versions containing various emotions such as joy, sorrow, longing, and humor is that it is not a fixed work created by a specific composer. But it is a folk song continuously created by people in their daily lives. So therefore, because Arirang was a song that everyone could sing by spontaneously reflecting their own emotions, it captures a wide range of feelings. As such, since Arirang captures the sentiment of the local people, it exists in different versions depending on the region. While 정선 아리랑 is slow and lyrical, 밀양 아리랑 is fast and joyful, and 진도 아리랑 is characterized by strong rhythm and vitality like 흥.
Now, Arirang has also been widely reinterpreted into performances, not only traditional Korean performances, but also on the modern stage. So why do you think it's being chosen as such a source of inspiration continuously?
The reason Arirang is frequently used in modern performing arts beyond being a simple folk song is that it is a structure that allows for modern reinterpretation in musical, cultural, and symbolic aspects. Arirang is undeniably an iconic piece of music representing Korea. Therefore, it is frequently used as a representative repertoire to introduce Korea at overseas performances or the international cultural events. Specifically because the melody of Arirang is relatively simple and repetitive. So it is easy for the artists of various genres to reinterpret and utilize Arirang as a new musical material.
Right, and could you actually introduce some, let's say, notable works or some recent productions based on Arirang?
Arirang, right. There is the original musical Arari, produced by Jeongseon County in Gangwon Province and the Jeongseon Arirang Cultural Foundation. So the musical Arari was first staged during the Pyeongchang Olympics as a cultural event to introduce traditional Korean sentiment to the world. And through continuous development, it was invited to perform at the Adelaide Fringe Festival in Australia and the Edinburgh Festival in the UK, gaining recognition for its potential. So it returned to the domestic stage with a performance at the National Kugak Center in 2025, and it is establishing itself as the region-oriented show with a regular performance in Cheongseon. So the musical Arari is a case of a modern reinterpretation and global expansion of the traditional folk song Arirang. It effectively utilizes a regional cultural brand of Cheongseon Arirang.
I want to make careful predictions that now we're probably going to see more people looking for such performances after we have that release of BTS's album Arirang as well. So BTS is also putting Arirang, the keyword, at front and center. So what significance do you see in this way, a traditional folk song being connected with K-pop?
Right. BTS titles their new album exactly Arirang. This is not merely the name of the single song, but the function. It is a function as a core theme that runs through their entire music and messages. So all the official articles do not state that the melody of Arirang is sampled exactly as it is and used in BTS songs, but the melody and emotions of Arirang are already being utilized musically and visually in animation trailers, promotions, and the concept videos of BTS's new album. So I think the use of Arirang in popular culture such as K-pop is not merely the appropriation of traditional music, but it holds a great significance in terms of cultural identity or global strategy and musical experimentation as well.
Right.
I think you're probably the right person to ask, Professor, if there are similar cases abroad where traditional cultural elements or music are also incorporated into performances or popular music.
Right. There are numerous examples overseas of utilizing traditional music or folk elements in modern popular culture or performing arts. So for instance, Spain is famous for combining traditional flamenco with the modern music, and Ireland has successfully developed the traditional folk music and dance into the modern performance, such as river dance, right? So there are also cases in China and Japan where traditional instruments are combined in pop music. And India is also a country that has actively combined the traditional rhythm and melody with modern popular culture, such as movies, pop music, and performances. So I believe that music and performing arts that effectively utilize the traditional elements can be a competitive edge in global cultural industry.
And I felt like while I was listening to BTS's music that while they have a lot of different sounds in there, such as many electronic sounds as well, I do seem to hear some Korean traditional instruments in there as well. So yeah, very great to see all of that combined, the historic music with modern styles of music as well. But last but not least, Professor Chie, BTS is going to have their big comeback stage tomorrow at Gwanghwamun.
Right.
So this could be a very symbolic moment to showcase Korean culture to the world. So what are you looking forward to the most?
Right, holding BTS's comeback showcase at Gwanghwamun Square means a lot beyond a simple new song release performance. This event is perceived as having the important national cultural event. So given that all BTS members are gathering together to perform in a space where Korean history and culture symbolically converge following their long break due to the military service. So, and also because this album is based on the motif of Arirang. So personally, although I won't be able to be there in person, but I am so looking forward to watching the Netflix live stream tomorrow wearing purple clothes like this. And like, I think everyone will be watching the Netflix stream.
Right, that's going to be such an exciting historical
I know,
moment.
it
So
is.
let's talk about the album and also the show tomorrow, sometime in the future again. For now, thank you very much, Professor Chie, and see you next time.
Thank you, Professor.
Thank you very much.
And thank you, Walter, as always. We're going to have you here next week.
To talk about BTS, I hope.
Of course.